Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Right, I don't actually know which microphone is working, so we'll just use this one. Is this the microphone that's working? Oh no, it's just a disaster already. Let's just see if I turn this one on. No, that's going to be all messed up, isn't it? We'll use this microphone. We'll just have to accept that I still haven't sorted out the microphones yet. Welcome along. It's the Pack Social 5K. I am not running because my legs are not ready to run yet. But Victoria is here and she is running. And she's not run for nearly 3 weeks. So she is going to do her best. Oh, that's not supposed to... Oh, that. How have I messed that up? Darren says, hey, we hear you. Yeah, thank goodness. I don't know if that other microphone's working or not, to be honest. but I'll leave it on this one for the time being. I don't think Victoria will want to do much talking anyway. Darren hasn't run on the treadmill since last week. When are we going to run, Stephen? He says. Well, let me get my legs better, but hopefully when we get into October, I should start doing some proper speed training again. And we do have another 100-mile race next month, don't we? It might be November before I'm back into speed training again. But there will definitely be speed training before the end of the year. We'll definitely get into it, I promise. Amy Green, good evening. Tina, hello. And Tina says it's good to see Victoria. Hang on, let me just pass the microphone to Victoria.
Huge well done to Amy for her epic ultra run at the weekend. Mighty impressive, Amy.
So if you don't know, Amy Green, who is running tonight, she is running tonight. Amy Green managed to run 70 kilometres at the weekend at the Equinox 24-hour race. So well done to Amy. That's a brilliant achievement. And also, my brother was also at the same event, running in a relay team, which I didn't know. So my brother and Amy probably crossed paths at some point without realising. Paul Hayward says, well done, Amy. Amazing. Tina says, amazing work, Amy. Paul Hayward is in the run today as well. So we haven't done a pack event for quite a while. In fact, when I looked at my list, it was May. The last time I ran a pack event was May. And if we're technically correct, I haven't actually run. I'm not running it today either. So, but at least we are live streaming Victoria running the Pack 5K social, and they're half a kilometre in. Victoria thinks she should have worn her black shorts on the treadmill. Why? Oh, because it would match your in-game kit. We had a little bit of a disaster. Well, it wasn't a disaster, but it was a minor panic before the run because Victoria couldn't find her Zwift top. So she settled on a black vest. And then, just as we were starting, Zwift crashed on us. So we had to reload Zwift. But it wouldn't be a Zwift Run channel live stream without the kit breaking or something happening, something going wrong. This is Victoria's first run in ages. I ran at the weekend, and my legs are not recovered. I could probably have jogged round tonight, but I thought I'd give them another day's rest. So that's why I didn't do the Film My Run 500 this morning, and I'm not running tonight. But I will run Wednesday workout tomorrow evening. We're going to be back on again now. And I'm not going away again, I don't think. I'm not going away again now until we do the Autumn 100 miler in October. So we have a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks of solid Zwift running. Paul Deering says, is this you dipping out of Wednesday workout? No, I promise you I will be doing Wednesday workout, but it won't be at top speed. It'll be at Group C or something like that. So, yeah, but I will be doing it.
I had a deliberate week off running up my last race. And then Stephen very kindly gave me some.
Victoria, Paul Hayward would like you to know that just as you said he would, he ran under 23 minutes at Parkrun. Well done, Paul. Fantastic. So what was that conversation then? When did you say that? Last time you ran? A few weeks ago. So yeah, Paul, well done. Sub 23 at Parkrun. Fantastic. Tina says, bravo also to Marcus, by the way. So if you don't know what I did at the weekend, I was up in Scotland. I kept it all quiet because I knew that everybody would tell me off because having just run UTMB and having been sick with COVID the week before, I'd only literally just recovered. So I decided to just keep it quiet. So I wouldn't get told off before the run, and I could just deal with all the flack after the run. So Victoria's told me off, Tina Beard's told me off, plenty of other people have told me off for going running. Anyway, I did a race called the Ring of Steel on Saturday, which is 30 kilometres. The last one ever. And Marcus Holmes and his brother Garrett did the Ben Nevis Ultra, which is a fantastic race. And last year they didn't manage to finish it, but this year they did finish. So Marcus and Garrett both crossed the line in the Film My Run 500 in the Ben Nevis Ultra at the weekend on Sunday. Amy says, it was naughty of you, Stephen, but well done. Thank you, Amy.
I was most pleased with him. He wasn't exactly open and honest before the test. He's mighty lucky force proceeding haven't been invoked.
I mean, would we say lucky? The divorce... Yeah, no, we would. We would, yes, we definitely would. Bald Hearing says, do as Stephen says, not as Stephen does. Well, yeah, probably. That's probably true. They are 1.2 kilometres into the Pack Social 5K. It's rather quiet in-game, not a lot of chat going on. I can't see if any of the Ryans are running. Ryan Downey or Ryan... Oh, God, I've forgotten his name. Why have I forgotten his surname? Perring. Ryan Perring. Sorry, Ryan. Yeah, so Ryan Perring or Ryan Downey would normally, I think, be on this run, but I can't see them. I don't know if they are. They would be ahead of Victoria. Victoria's doing a nice, comfortable 10 kilometres per hour. Tina says, I get to be faster than you on Wednesday workout. Yes, you do. Yes, you do that. For 2 weeks running, you will be faster than me on Wednesday workout. So she says she forgives me because I'm letting her beat me. Yeah, no, I'm not. Even if I wanted to, I'm not ready to even do Group B tomorrow. So I'll definitely stick to Group C. Just try and get the legs recovered. The other thing I've noticed since getting back is the number of midgie bites on my legs. So I didn't even notice the midgie bites on my legs the first couple of days after the run. But since I've got back home, I have been scratching the back of my legs like nobody's business. Really bad midgie bite. Well, not really bad, but just lots of them. Lots of little midgie bites all over the backs of my legs. Even though I was covered in spray. Yeah. 1.5 kilometres up. It's only 5k, so it's only we're going to be half an hour here. So if you do have any questions, if you want to know anything that's happened to us over the weekend, or if you want to tell us your stories from the weekend, then please do. We are back now, so we'll be back on with Wednesday workout tomorrow. Then we'll have the Film My Run 500 and bag that badge on Thursday. And then we'll probably do the ZLDR Recovery Hour on Friday. So we're back on for a full week. We still haven't got Clive Finnimore back with us. I don't know how long it's going to be before he's able to join us again. Because did somebody tell me that Clive has now got 2 jobs, another job as well? So his time is even more restricted. If you want to keep up with the films that I make of my outdoor running, there you are on screen, youtube.com/filmmyrun. That's where all my outdoor running goes. So this channel, the Zwift Run channel for all the live Zwift streams, and then the Film My Run channel for all the outdoor runs that we do. I am currently working on both the UTMB film, and also we'll try and get the Ring of Steel one that I did at the weekend. We'll try and get that done quickly. The UTMB film will include both mine and Victoria's races, by the way. Neil Messenger, hello Neil. He says, Stephen, is anyone doing Beachy Head? Yes, so I'm doing Beachy Head. Amy Green is doing Beachy Head. Is Jeff Partridge doing Beachy Head? Sebastian is doing Beachy Head. So there will be a Zwift meetup, Neil. So if you're up for Beachy Head, come and join us, sign up and get your name down, and come and join us down in Eastbourne for the Beachy Head Marathon in a few weeks' 2 weeks' time. Is it before or after the Autumn 100? It's the week after, okay. Right, so that's why Victoria isn't running the Beachy Head Marathon, because it will be the week after we have done the Autumn 100. But I should hopefully be all right to jog around. So anyone else who fancies joining us for the Beachy Head Marathon, lovely hilly trail run. You don't have to do the marathon. You could do the 10K or the half marathon. I think they're all still open for entries. Amy says she's not sure she wants to do it now. Come on, Amy. You do want to, really. She does want to, really. We know she does. So, right, definitely Neil is going to be joining us as well. Paul Hayward says, I did my 10K and achieved my goal. I can put my feet up for the rest of the year. That is true, Paul. But you would quite like a trip to Eastbourne as well, though, wouldn't you? You would. I can see it in your eyes, Paul. You want a trip to Eastbourne. Tina wants to come to Eastbourne as well. Tina says, yes, Clive has got another job in a care home. So not only is he working his normal day job, he's working a second job in a care home. My goodness. That is hard effort, that is. So I have a feeling we won't be seeing Clive running on Zwift for a little while. Or at least not live streaming on Zwift anyway. Victoria is going to come along, by the way, to the Beachy Head Marathon. She's just going to cheer us on. So she'll be there at the start and finish. Whether she can make it to any of the checkpoints, I doubt it, but we'll see. Over 2 kilometres in now to the Pack Social 5K. And I've just realised that the camera angles are stuck on one position, aren't they? Right, hopefully that's worked. Tina says she's going to be in Eastbourne in spirit. Okay. We'll accept that, Tina. Come and join us in spirit. Anyone else who wants to join us in spirit as well? Victoria says she's going to cheer by proxy. No, you can run by proxy. Yeah, run by proxy, because I'll run for you. Paul Shaffy, by the way, is running as well, I've just noticed. Okay. I'll run for Victoria, and Victoria's going to cheer for Tina.
At last year's Beachy Head Marathon, I got overtaken by a rhino at about 10 kilometres into the place. Highly embarrassing. I did manage to finally overtake the rhino with about 5k to the finish line now.
You just know that once she got overtaken by the rhino, she was constantly thinking about it and wouldn't let it go until she caught the rhino back up. Yeah, so if you want to come and do the Beachy Head Marathon, it is there's a bit of a history to the Beachy Head Marathon. It started the same year as the London Marathon, so 1981. So it's been going quite a long time. And it started mainly as a walking event, although they did allow people to run it. If you wanted to run it, you could run it. But it was mainly a walking event. And because it was a walking event, they had aid stations with cups of tea and rolls, sausage rolls and currant buns. And they've kind of continued that tradition right up to now. So if you run the Beachy Head Marathon, like in an ultra race, you get tea and coffee at the 17-mile aid station, and currant buns and sausage rolls. Oh, I don't know. Victoria reckons that when we do our 100-miler, we've got to get to... No, because this next 100-miler, this is the same aid station every 25 miles, isn't it? Amy Green likes the idea of walking the Beachy Head Marathon. How are your legs, Amy, by the way? Because 70k, I mean, that's what? That's 44 miles? So Amy did 44 miles at the weekend. How are your legs now? Yeah, they can't be that bad, seeing as she's running today. So this is Victoria's first run since OCC, since she did her ultra. How does it feel to be running?
Very strange. Before my OCD race, I put my trail shoes on out in France and discovered they shrunk. Has anybody else had running shoes that have shrunk? I think it was due to washing them. No, it was in cold water, but putting them outside in the sun to dry out.
But it did mean that Victoria got a nice, shiny new pair of trail shoes before the event, which actually were probably better to wear than the ones she was going to run in. Oh, it did mean that Victoria exceeded her credit card limit. Paul Deering says, that's a massive effort, Amy. Well done. Amazing. Tina is asking why Victoria has no heart rate because we were a bit late getting it all set up. And the reason that Zwift crashed was when I was putting Victoria's heart rate on. So I was setting the run up, setting the heart rate up, and as I clicked the heart rate, it crashed. So when we set it up again, I decided that we'd just... Well, you can tell what it is. Oh, you can't see it. Okay. So that's why Victoria's got no heart rate. She is still alive, though. She is wearing her heart rate strap. It's just not connected to Zwift because we didn't have time. And we were worried that it would crash the system. But Victoria is now annoyed because she wanted to know how her heart rate was doing after COVID. And she's now not going to get that information. Unless you start recording it on your watch, just for the hell of it. 3.2 kilometres in, 3.25 kilometres in to the Pack Social 5K. Got a little group running with Victoria, or Victoria is running with a little group. Amy and Paul Hayward and Fergus is there. Paul Shaffy just up ahead. Victoria says it feels like ages since she ran on Zwift. Well, it is quite a while before we went away. It does feel like we have been kind of away for ages and ages. I know I did a little bit of Zwifting last week, but then I was away again. But we are not now going away. We are not going away now until the weekend of the Autumn 100. So we are back on Zwift, and I'll be back on Zwift pretty much every day during the week for the next few weeks. So we'll get back into the swing of things, and then closer to December, we will sort out our training schedule for the 3 months from January to April. January, February, March, April. And then we will go and do either, well, more than likely, the Brighton Marathon. Tina Beard says, yeah, she's been lonely, tramping the roads of Watopia solo. Family hike that I took you on.
first day of holiday. Have you? Well, not the fact that, well, we did meet him, obviously. That's not the point of this story. It was a very, very hot day. And Stephen decided to take us on a nice hike up the mountain, down the other side to see a beautiful lake. But en route, we would stop at a beautiful cafe. Would you like to tell people about this beautiful cafe that we walked to?
Right. Let me just clarify all this. So I had scouted out a route that I wanted to walk. And at the last minute, I had a conversation with the neighbour. So we were renting this little chalet, and the neighbour, the local, who owned the chalet, came and gave us some vegetables. She didn't really speak English. It was a bit broken French that we were having this conversation with her in. Anyway, she gave us some vegetables, and then I told her we were going to go on a walk, and she suggested going to a different lake. Because I was going to go to a lake, but then the neighbour suggested going to another lake, a different lake. So at the last minute, we changed the plan, and we decided to go to a different lake, on a different hike, on a different route. Now, the route that I had planned had a cafe halfway up the mountain that we could stop at before carrying on. Get refreshments, and on we went. The route that we actually took, it turns out, did not have a cafe anywhere along the route. But I kept saying that it did have a cafe, and it's because we changed the route at the last minute, and in my head, we were still going to this other cafe on this other route. So the children were getting annoyed with me, well, quite upset actually, because they were gasping for water. We had to ration the water in the end. It was like going on a desert trip. And we eventually drank from a river because we were so parched. Anyway, we made it to this lake, and there was thankfully a cafe at the lake. It was a shack, but it sold ice cream and drinks and stuff. So we managed to get some stuff there. And instead of going back the way we'd come, we took a shorter, easier route home because we were so parched and knackered from the disastrous lack of cafe. Tina says, so it's not just shed quarters that has tech issues. No, and it's not just tech, it's all sorts of issues. So yeah, planning issue. In my brain, we were on the route to the cafe, but it was a different route, and there was no cafe on the route we were on.
It was a real trust, well, within the family. When we had to ration the water, we had to trust that each person was only consuming the allotted one sip of water and not 6 gulps of it. I have to say that the children did impress me.
Okay, 4.2 kilometres, 4.25 kilometres into the run, and we've got 750 metres left of the Pack Social 5K. Tina says, your brain is rather hopeless, isn't it? Tina, Victoria could have told you that about 10 years ago. No, this is not news to this family. It shouldn't be to be honest, it shouldn't be news to you either.
Why on earth I trust Stephen to Andy? Got no idea.
Okay, look, we've got 4 minutes left of the Pack Social 5K. Any last questions, get them in. If there's anything you want to say. Paul Hayward says it's character building for the children. Exactly. Know how to cope in difficult situations. And the thing is, 2 days later, we did the original hike that we wanted to do, and honestly, the cafe that we went to was absolutely lovely. It was so nice that we didn't even bother walking further on to the other lake. We just stayed at that cafe and then went home. And the lake, the first lake that we went to, that the lady neighbour told us to go to, was actually much nicer than the lake I'd originally planned on going to. And we, in fact, went back there to go swimming because it was such a lovely place.
And I would argue it is the one location in the world where I felt most relaxed. It's just beautiful.
Are you saying that running on the treadmill on Zwift isn't the most relaxing place that you could possibly be? Uh, 400 metres to go for Victoria and Amy and Paul Hayward. And P. McCourt is just a few seconds behind as well. And Blake is there. I'm just going to go and drop some... Well, they're Victoria's ride-ons, but I'm going to drop ride-ons. Paul Hayward, you seem to have disappeared. I thought I'd missed Paul out. Oh, there it is. Okay. Right, I didn't miss Paul out either. So thank you very much for watching. Just coming to the end, 200 metres to go. We'll be back tomorrow. So I will be doing Group C of Wednesday workout tomorrow. Victoria, are you doing Wednesday workout or not? She says she doesn't know. Amy says, well done, Victoria. Well done, Amy. Well done, Paul Shaffey. Well done, Paul Hayward. Well done, McCourt and Blake. And Fergus and everyone else who's run today. And Lamb. Andes. Good job, guys. Back tomorrow for Wednesday workout. Group C for me. Then back on Thursday for the Film My Run 500 in the morning and Bag That Badge in the evening. And then Friday we'll be on with the ZLDR Recovery Hour. So that's the week. That's what the week looks like on the Zwift Run channel. So we will see you then. Victoria's just coming up to the finish line. Where are we? Are we in Harrogate? Where are we? I think we're Harrogate, aren't we? North Yorkshire. I'm pretty sure this is the North Yorkshire course, isn't it? Tina says, welcome back, Victoria. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Tina. Paul Hayward is away for a few days, so he's going to see us when he gets back. And that is Victoria done. 5 kilometres in 29 minutes 40 seconds. How come that's happened? You carry on for another 4 seconds to make sure you get to 5 kilometres. You're not actually... The run is slightly less than 5 kilometres for some reason. Well, you're done as far as the event is concerned, but officially, there you go, you've just hit 5k there. How odd. That was like just a few metres short of 5k. Right, that's us done. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you for taking part. Well done if you did. And we'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday workout, where we will let Tina run ahead like she likes to do. So take care. See you later, everybody.
Well done.